Hi there, Andrea here again, coming to you from the garden. Today, I'm going to talk about the time I walked my dog further than she was used to. We usually just walk the dog to our mailbox, which is like, I don't know, a block. And she is used to just going to the mailbox. She does her business right there by the mailbox. And then we walk back and she does her business one more time on the way back. And a couple months ago, I wanted to start walking more. And so I thought, well, the easiest way to do it is to go all the way to the end of our complex, which is up a hill, and then come back. And I'll do this with the dog so she can get some energy out and everything. When we got to the mailbox, and she stops. She's like, okay, let's do our business. I'm like, no, we're going to get on the way back. Come on, let's go further. And I had to pull her and pull her and pull her. And then finally she reluctantly crossed the threshold into this new territory. And I just really thought about it as a sort of analogy between us and our higher self, or the Holy Spirit, whatever label you attribute to it. We are so used to being in our comfort zone. We're so used to not making ourselves uncomfortable for any reason. Here's this dog who is comfortable in a spot and doesn't want to go past that spot. I, as the human, have more information. I know that she's just as safe 100 meters that way as she is where she is now, and I'm holding the leash, but I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to pull her so hard that she's harmed. And yet, if she just trusted me, there'd be no resistance. There'd be no discomfort, because she'd be trusting me, and she'd learn that everything's just fine here across the threshold. And we get to walk further, which she loves walking. Like, why wouldn't you just do the thing that your human's trying to tell you to do? And that's the analogy. Our higher self is pulling us into places that are only uncomfortable because we're afraid, only uncomfortable because our animal instincts tell us that we'll be unsafe in territory where we've never been before. And that's, from a primal perspective, is really wise. Yeah, don't go venturing into some unknown territory because you've been safe your whole life in this one area. So don't do something new. But from a spiritual perspective, growth can only happen in new territory. Growth can only happen where there's challenges that arise and problems that we uncover and try to solve. Another sort of analogy I have for this is my daughter. She had an essay that she had to write for her English class. She's homeschooled, but we take some classes at an enrichment center. So creative writing, PE, things like that, we get covered at this enrichment center. It's actually where I teach my enrichment classes as well. And she was assigned an essay that says, talk about a problem and then talk about the solution. And you can come up with one solution or many solutions. You know, it's very open-ended. And I thought it was a great assignment. But she's like, I don't like problems. I don't want to talk about problems. And I'm like, problems are where you have opportunity to grow. You can't grow if everything's always easy. And she's like, but I want everything to be easy. And she's very contrary when she doesn't want to do a task. And I'm like, well, the problem is you waited too long to do your homework, so now you have to solve this problem. And that's what she ended up writing her essay about. But I just thought it was very interesting that the dog didn't want to go across this threshold, and then finally she trusted me. Now she wants to go all the way to the end of the complex. And then my daughter was resistant to this assignment and to talking about problems, even though this is the best way to grow. And it really just made me feel like I could apply both of these lessons to my own life, and the problems and challenges that I've had in my life and the ones that I'm currently having right now with my health. And this is a tremendous opportunity to grow. I wouldn't have been able to grow at any point in my life if I didn't face some sort of turbulence. And I guess it's just comes back to the resistance. The dog was pulling on the leash, didn't want to go, but as soon as she finally gave in, she found this new territory that she got to mark multiple times on our walk. Yeah, so just don't resist. I hate this term, but lean in. It's so lean in instead of resisting, and you'll find new adventures and new lessons and probably new problems, but a lot of new good stuff too. That's awesome.